Hello guys, welcome back into our platform guys. I like the way African has risen up, the way African have decided they need changes in this African continent. Some of the countries that have decided to have change, they have decided to wake up from the colonialism. They have decided to show love and to show support to the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré. I've seen there is a apostle who have said something that touches the soul of all indigenous Africans. Listen to this and tell us what is your opinion.
How can you have a country and your currency is being printed outside? You say you are a sovereign nation. No, the church must speak. Look at what that young man has done. He's in his 30s. The man they are calling a dictator, look at the development he has brought to that country. He has built 2 gold refinery. Before, they carry all the gold out. He's providing employment. He's building factories, building roads, apartments, buildings, developing the nation. But you say what? He's a dictator. How? In 2.5 years, what that guy has done, you can't deceive us again. They take hold of your media and they paint Africa black. They paint us black. They say we are not. What Africa needs is not politicians. We need real leaders. Leaders who care for the nation. And unfortunately, they are able to confuse us because there are some greedy folks, little ones, they look for them and they give them money and they ask them to bring confusion. And that's what is happening. Our borders confusion all so they can exploit us. But the time has come and the church must awake and pray against some of these things and speak also. We should be able to speak truth to power. This is a truth. This is truth that is bitter in their mouth.
So we've seen the president of Ghana has joined the train. The president of Ghana has also decided to fight the colonialism, whereby he has said that he is going to control all the resources that are in Africa and all the resources that are in the country from being exploited by the whites. So this is the revolution where African have woken up, and it's the best revolution where most African have decided to tackle in and make sure that we African, we are proceeding well with activities that are taking place in African.
And of course, the last thing I want to say before I inflict my speech on you is the issue of leveraging our comparative advantages. The time has come for Africa to unashamedly take advantage of the natural resource endowment that God has given us. In the colonial era, we had colonial masters, we had no say, and so they mined the gold, they took it away, they developed the palm plantations, took the palm oil away, they took the diamonds away, took everything away. And when we gained independence, Nkrumah warned us and said colonialism might have been defeated, but we're entering the era of neo-colonialism. They don't need to bring a governor to sit here, but they still would, from wherever the colonial headquarters is at, control your resources and be able to still derive the benefits as if they had colonized you. And that exactly is happening. Post-colonialism, we didn't have technology, we didn't have capital, we didn't have the human resource. And so foreign companies come and take huge concessions and they sign it off for a pittance. And they run those, concessions to the benefit of the colonial metropolis. Today, I think that in Africa, we've developed a core of human resource that is capable of also taking advantage of some of these resources. We've developed the technology, we have the technology to be able to do whatever any of these big conglomerates are doing. And the capital is available in the world to mobilize, to be able to do the same things. And that is why recently we had a little issue which we have resolved with one of our mining companies whose lease had expired after 30 years. And it was our desire to take it over and use Ghanaian expertise to be able to also exploit that resource and let the benefits remain in our country.
They killed Fred Hampton. They killed Rosa Luxemburg. They killed Che Guevara. They killed Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They killed Ghassan Kanafani and George Howie and Mehdi Amil. They killed Chris Hani. They killed Patrice Lumumba and Salvador Allende. They killed my goat, Thomas Sankara, which is something I'll never come to terms with. George Abdullah and Ahmed Sadat are rotting in prison, along with so many political prisoners. Pro-Palestinian protesters are being deported. And now they're trying to kill Ibrahim Traoré. They've already tried over a dozen times. Meanwhile, a self-proclaimed fascist, a literal war criminal, Itamar Ben Bair, is freely roaming the streets of New York. What is it going to take? Ibrahim Traoré needs to be protected at any cost. Any and all cost. Protect this man. For God's sake, protect this man.
Every politician out there who has got a better explanation that democracy will work on African ground, please come forward and challenge me on that. We can say that we are free, but our freedom is rotting, is eating, is cankering, is destroying, is vandalizing our own systems. We bring in children that we don't know. We worship what we don't know. We eat what we don't know. We work for what we don't know. We bank where we don't know our money is going. We issue our things where we don't know. We are simply an audience that is floating in the midst of a system that is being managed by those who have resources. I want to say it very clearly that poor people have no choices. Poor people have no choices. Choices are for the rich people. So show me a democratic system that allows common people to be rich. No, democracy is actually a fine-tuned system of capitalism. Some small little elements of socialism and a little bit here and there of some hierarchical and cultural tolerance. But democracy, in all honesty, is not a system that was built by Africans, to be maintained by Africans, to be assumed by Africans. Our form of governance as Africans is Ubuntu. Ubuntu is our governance. I am because you are. It does not make sense that Africa can have so many resources, yet Africa still languishes in poverty. We have banks that we don't own. We have education systems that we don't own. We have curriculums that we never wrote. We have political parties that don't service our interest as people. We have passports. They don't give us access to other countries. They have access to our countries. We don't have access into their own countries. And that's supposed to be democracy. They have embassies in our own countries, and yet they put the same countries in sanctions. What sort of a system are we talking about if we are addressing the issues of African democracy? African democracy is a crippled child who is sitting on a wheelchair, a paraplegic wheelchair. In as much as our countries are claimed to be democratic, they are not free at all. Our economies are ruled by the West.
So, guys, while it's not a formal continent-wide revolution, several African states, particularly in West Africa, have aligned ideologically. They have aligned ideologically and with Ibrahim Traoré visions of pan-African sovereignty, anti-imperialism, and self-determination. So we are eager to see most countries, other countries, joining this line and make sure that all African have come together and do away with what we are experiencing in different parts of the countries here in Africa.
Hello and welcome to Van TV Media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends to get daily updates.